Happy Friday. Guys, what's going on? And we've made it. The weekend is almost here. And we have a lot going on in the sports betting calendar, not just today, but also this upcoming weekend. So for the next hour, we're going to be smashing bets, going through all my favorite strategies, a little DFS, a little arbitrage, a little positive EV, maybe a little bit more positive EV. But so much to jump into. Really excited for you guys to hang out here with me for the next hour. So let's just kind of get into it. I have the Sharp Money tool pulled up. We're going to look at some PrizePicks, some underdogs, some bettors, some dabbles, some DraftKings Pick 6. We do have a better discount right now that we want to take advantage of. I will say this, as you guys are starting to filter in. Welcome in. What's going on, Trent? I am on this has kind of been a common theme, but I am on a tight schedule today. I am going to the Suns-Timberwolves game right after the stream. So this is going to be a sharp, quick 60-minute stream. I'm going to my first ever NBA game. I know I'm pretty old, but I'm finally going to my first game. Cup play tonight. For my Dub Club members, we already have a bet on this Suns Timberwolves game. So I'm going to the Suns game tonight. Very excited. First NBA game. I'm pumped. And for my Dub Club members, we got incredible closing line value thus far on this Suns game. So let's pull up the tools. Let's take a look at what we got going on. Click the refresh button. Looks like we have a little bit more underdog here at the moment. Steph Curry on turnovers. Somebody's betting $1,900. They want this at minus 130. Okay. It's a very interesting niche kind of market, guys. So we're going the over 2.5. That's fine. All right. What else can we go with underdog? Jalen Hurts. I do have Sunday NFL player props up here, guys. Jalen Hurts over on his passing completions. Getting this at minus 118. It's okay. Getting this at minus 122 with no insurance. Hurts and the Eagles have been catching a lot of flack. At least Hurts has been catching a lot of flack because I guess everyone in Philadelphia doesn't like the way the offense is running, even though they just won the Super Bowl and they're winning almost every game that they play. Wow, it must be tough to be an Eagles fan right now. Just winning and still complaining. Tristan Vucevic. This is lower liquidity, but this is really good at Pinnacle. Player points. Somebody wants this at minus 138, the over 11.5. Am I spelling this dude's name right? It's not pulling him up. This isn't popping up here on Underdog. Let's refresh this page real quick. We got Curry over on turnovers. We got Jalen Hurts over on his passing completions. Trying to put together this underdog slip. Last one up, Kevin Huerter. Minus 122 is not very good to Pinnacle. There's no FanDuel odds. I don't really like that. Let's head over to the optimizer. Let's go to underdog. 3 pick slips, no insurance. Appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out for me for the next hour. No fantasy scores. Jakob Poeltl. Points, rebounds, I can get with that. I can get down with this. Under 27.5. Go, 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 go. All right, I'll share this, guys, with you. Here we go. What's going on, Saints fan? Wilbo, shout out to Ray Davis. Man, how about the Ray Davis play? So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to toot my own horn here for a minute. Obviously, we gave out the Ray Davis play yesterday morning for the touchdown jackpot. It didn't cash the touchdown jackpot, but if you bet $5 like I did, you made $95 in profit. Anytime you can hit a plus 1,900, dude, that's incredible. And then on the evening stream, we gave out James Cook as our touchdown jackpot play if you wanted to take that one, and bingo. So both plays yesterday given out were winners, Ray Davis and James Cook. Which was awesome. And obviously, you guys know on yesterday's stream, I was moving some money to try to get it into FanDuel so I could get that James Cook bet, and that was awesome that we hit that one. We had a solid day yesterday on Dub Club, almost a 3-unit day in the green, which was awesome. And again, for you guys just filtering in, it's going to be a sharp 60-minute stream today because I'm going to my first ever NBA game after the stream. Heading downtown to Phoenix to see the Suns and the Timberwolves. I get to see Anthony Davis play. I get to see Devin Booker. So I'm really pumped up about going to my first NBA game. All right, let's take a look at some PrizePicks. See if we have anything over there. There's our 3-pick slip right now, guys, over on Underdog. All right. What do we got here for for PrizePicks. Let's see what we got. Jimmy Butler over on his points and assists. Somebody wants this at minus 124 odds for $2,000. Interesting. The other thing I like to do here, guys, you could pull up this event right here, and we can just take a look at Butler. And we're getting this at what? 25.5. You can see the FanDuel's at 26.5. All the books normally have this at 26. Slight underdog on the over 26.5, but I definitely like this on PrizePicks. They just have the bar a little bit too low. So we're going to take his more over on there. What else do we have? Steph, we could go back and add his turnovers again, guys. I'm all right with adding the same player twice if you want to. Pittsburgh boy, TJ McConnell, under 2.5 rebounds. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting similar odds to Hard Rock, I like this a lot. So under on his rebounds. There it is. Okay. And then last but not least, Kyron on his rushing attempts. Under 14.5. Not just too much liquidity spread out over there. Let's head over back here to PrizePicks and let's take a look at 3-pick entries. Oh yeah, it's Flex Friday. My bad. I forgot about that. It's Flex Friday, dude. So let's make our Flex Friday slip. Let's do that. 5-man flex. You can do a 6-man flex if you want. What do we got? The combo plays. Over on threes between Advita and Steph. Really good to Pinnacle. I'll take that. That's fine. All right, the over 6.5. Keontae under on his points and assists. Thunder and the Jazz. I like that. So what's that? Under 25.5 for Keontae. That already bumped, unfortunately. Now it's at 24.5. We have 3 plays at the moment. Need 2 more. Let's refresh the page once more to see what we have. Let's pull up some 3 minimum data points. And let's keep on moving and grooving. Eamon Thompson, not bad. The Thompson plays decent. Make sure this is, Eamon, not Osser. We're looking at over 11.5 rebounds and assists. All right, and what's the final play? George, over 4. I'm good with that. Plays for the Wizards. Over 4 assists, guys. Make sure you click the Flex Friday opt-in boost. We're playing this. I'll share the link with you guys. And this is the 5-pick flex. 40% boosted payout. And there we go. All right, here we go. Let's catch up on the chat for a second. What's going on, Laser? Joey, what's up? Dr. Slips been taking a look at the Parlay Builder tool. It seems to give us random non-EV plays. Yeah, Dr. Slips, I would say out of all the tools on OddsJam, do not use the Parlay Builder. Don't use it. I've never used it for one of my parlays that I've ever built. I've always used the Positive EV tool. It's also probably the one tool on the software that has been neglected for a very long time. I'm talking like probably 12 months. If not longer. So I would not use the Parlay Builder. It's not the best tool. Anton, nice to see that we hit that one for sure. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that, man. Master, I don't know. Probably not. Probably not court-siding. But you can make a lot of money court-siding. It's an easy way to cook your accounts. But you can make a lot of money in a very short amount of time. No doubt about that. Love one of the videos that a friend sent me back home in Pittsburgh, guys, up on Mount Washington. If ever you guys been to Pittsburgh, definitely go to Mount Washington. It's where the best views are in the entire city. A guy went out. He saw the pick 6 play last week when the safety, Kyle Duggar, grabbed the pick 6 and took it to the house. And he just walked outside and heard the crowd roar because he lives on the mountain and he can hear it from down below. And then he watched his TV, and then like 30 seconds later, it actually happened on TV. So there's a serious delay, and court-siding is a very actual profitable strategy that a lot of people in professional betting implement. The problem is that like you do just kind of like cook your accounts instantly because you're max betting a lot of stuff. People at BetBash told me like a DraftKings account lasts them like one day, and it's toast. Steph turnovers, Joey. It was on the sharp money tool. It was on the over. We wanted to bet his over, so bet the over is 2.5 on Steph. So make sure you grab the overs there. If I accidentally put the under on underdog, then that's on me. Though, let me double check. Probably too late for me to cancel. Yeah, I took the over on him. So the link that I shared has the correct play on Curry. Okay, so let's take a look at Better because we do have a discount over on Better. We got Şengün. I just know how to say his last name. Alperen. We got his little discount on his points, rebounds, and assists. I play these every day, guys, over on Better. They're kind of like stat slices on Pick 6. Obviously, if you guys have Dabble, let me refresh this. This Tet McMillan play, somebody wants to bet this at minus 125 odds. This looks really good. His over 16.5 receiving yards. He had a breakout game last week. So him and Bryce Young really hooked up. So this would be a play I'd throw on Dabble. And I just saw this play too on DeAndre Swift to not score a touchdown against my Steelers. Steelers have a fairly decent run defense. Their pass defense is big trash, but they are kind of a run funnel. They want you to run the football, or they shut down the run, but they suck against the pass. So I don't mind this under on DeAndre Swift. It's minus 146 on Pinnacle on the under. You can get obviously on a 3-man slip with no insurance on Dabble at minus 122. Breece Hall, same thing. The Ravens defense over the last 3-4 weeks has been playing like the Ravens defense that we thought would be at the beginning of the season. Like they've just been absolutely shut down. So you can add Breece Hall. You can see Pinnacle likes this at minus 160, Circa's minus 165. So take Swift and Breece Hall to not score a touchdown, and then also take Tet McMillan over on his 16.5 receiving yards. That would be a great play. If you wanted to take a play for tonight, Cooper Flagg, little low on the liquidity here, only $700. It's great to FanDuel. It's kind of meh to Pinnacle. So an average between FanDuel and Pinnacle, I'd be fine with taking the under on Cooper Flagg. These are cup games tonight, guys. So, there's a propensity for these games to hit the over. That's kind of how the tiebreakers are matched up, where you want to make sure you score a lot of points. But also, by the way, definitely one other thing that we want to shout out. First play today on Dub Club, cash, Davidson money line. They take care of Boston College. So we're already 1-0 there today. We're off to a nice start on Dub Club. Hopefully you Dub Club members were able to get that play over on Davidson money line. Even if you couldn't get it over at BetMGM, hopefully you were able to get it somewhere else. All right, let's take a look at Pick 6. Is there anything at all for Pick 6? That's kind of the question. No, nothing. Dude, what the? Okay, I do have the low holds page teed up for Pick 6. So I came prepared a little bit here. Evan Mobley. Anytime this is a disagreement between FanDuel, I'd always take Mobley. I'd always listen to what FanDuel has to say. So we're looking at Mobley, the under on his points and rebounds. We have a stat slice for either Scotty Barnes or Norman Powell. Pick whichever one you prefer, guys. I'll go with Scotty because Washington, I think, is a little bit worse of a team than Chicago. So I'm going to take Barnes on my stat slice. We're going to take this Mobley under on his points and rebounds. Nope, already bumped. Stay hot. Stay hot. That play already bumped. If I see any low hold to FanDuel, I'm immediately in on it. Denny Advida. Okay, it's not great. It's like fine. And then Mitchell. On his player rebounds. There's actually a lot more stats like this. Wait a minute. Advida, you could go over on his points against Golden State. I kind of would rather take Advida, but yeah, okay. Under on his rebounds, under 7.5. And then Mitchell on his rebounds and assists in this Jazz game. Okay, this is how we're going to use my stat slice with Scotty. Again, if you want to use a different stat slice, feel free to do so. There's the Pick 6. Slip. There we go. Okay. we were able to kind of find that out. Back over the optimizer, for anyone that's looking for some other dabble slips, we'll give a little extra, spend just a couple extra minutes here with dabble for some 3-mans. See if we have anything. Okay, so let me shout out the plays that I would not bet on dabble. So these first plays right here, everything that's on my screen from Tyson down to Siakam, thumbs up. Now, obviously, you can't play Siakam more than once, but if you want to go Tyson, Carrington, Queen, great. You want to go Queen, Siakam, Nembhard. I don't know if I like that correlation, guys. Honestly, I'd probably do like Tyson, Carrington, and Nembhard, and then I would do like Siakam, Queen. And then, if you want to add Carrington or Tyson again, or if you wanted to do Olave, you could do that as well, right? Don't put Siakam and Nembhard. Maybe they'll let you do it because they're both unders. Typically, though, I like to kind of break that up a little bit. It's up to you. What's up, Rick? Oh, appreciate that, man. That's okay. It doesn't always have to be a thumbs up day. Oh, yeah, I kind of completely forgot about better. We just went over the pick 6. I didn't even set up the better slip yet. Dude, old Billy Boy's out to lunch. Come back from lunch, man. Let's go. So, all right, we'll go through this better slip to see if I can find something. We got 3 plays. Okay. Tyrod Taylor. Okay, these are a couple Sunday plays. Low liquidity here. Don't see a ton of sharp books on this play. Goddard over 3.5 catches. Not very good to Pinnacle. I don't really like that. This plays a little better on his points. A little bit. So we'll grab this Şengün boost. The under 12.5 points. Let's go over to low holds. And let's go better picks all. Would that be the one that we want? Okay. Can't do that because this is a minus 150. How about better picks? Okay, this is what we're looking for. Dosunmu, cool. We got any FanDuel ones? Any FanDuel. Mitchell, under on his rebounds. We just grabbed his over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Kaprizov, under on shots against my Penguins tonight. Don't really like I'd rather go here with Pinnacle. CJ McCollum, under 24.5 PRA. Okay, I can get down with that one. Under 24.5 PRA for McCollum. Perfect entry, guys. This is the boost with Şengün. We're taking unders on McCollum and Ayo. And there we go. Now we finally went around the horn, at least from Underdog PrizePicks, better, pick 6, little dabble. There we go. There's the 3-pick entry over there on better. Nice. All right. We're off and running. Let's take a look at arbitrage. Give a little love to my arbitrage, folks. Again, if you live in a state like Florida, Hard Rock and Bovada are going to be insane for you to arbitrage bet with. If you live in Florida, guess what? You can arbitrage this on Novig and Bovada. Now, there's only $11 here, so I'd rather go over to ProfitX because you have ProfitX in Florida as well, right? And that's the beautiful thing here. This is a very viable strategy if you live in a state where you can have access to the exchanges, you can access Bovada, you can definitely go ahead and hit these ARBs up. No doubt about that, right? A little tip, guys, when it comes to Bovada. If you live in a state like I do, where, Bovada, you can't, when you create your Bovada account, you have to input your address. You have to, input your zip code when you create your account. If you are using a zip code and you are in a location where Bovada is restricted, you can't create the account. If you go to another state, like, I don't know, say you go to Florida for the weekend, you can create your Bovada account in Florida. And then if you just return home, you can then use your Bovada account in that state. It's just all about your account creation. When you create the account, it cannot be in a restricted state. So go to a state that's not restricted, create your account, and then go home, and then you got Bovada. And if you found any insight into that tip right there and found it useful, make sure to smash that subscribe button, click the thumbs up button, and send this video to a friend of yours that loves to gamble and they're having a really tough stretch. I don't know. Some of my friends have been going through a tough stretch for like their whole life gambling. So arbitrage is definitely the way. Because now if you live in a state with the exchange, this is a great play, 6% edge. Or if you just have no VIG, this is still a almost 6% edge. Not a lot of liquidity here, but you can hit that up. Bovada is goated for NBA player props. Their own in-house props, you can crush them on it. Anything that you see with Onyx's logo, I would not trust that it's actually a legit ARB. Caesar Sportsino, nice. Speaking of this, guys, as I see Hard Rock's logo, little heads up, there will be a stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. There will not be a stream on Sunday. After the stream tomorrow, I'm headed to Flagstaff. I am going to the casino up there. If any of you guys are in Flagstaff, check me out. I'll be at the casino up there. It is a Hard Rock casino. Ho, ho, ho. Hard Rock at least provides the odds. And I made a big withdrawal at the bank today, and I'm about to go ham at this casino on Saturday and on Sunday. I'm about to get kicked out. We're going to make a good chunk of money betting into Hard Rock's lines. There is, outside of going to a Bet365 brick and mortar casino or Fanatics, we have one in Arizona. There is a Fanatics. I'd say this casino is probably the one I'll definitely come back to, even if it is a bit of a drive from Scottsdale, because Hard Rock is one of the softest books out there. There's no doubt about it. You guys go to Florida, maybe tell your girl that you want to go to Fort Lauderdale and go stay at the Hard Rock, because you can have a great time there. Yeah, Rick, I have signed up. I don't have a link to share. I've searched their website. I have a hard time finding a link with them. But I have signed up with Bracco. I've only placed about 2 bets at the moment, but it's been, I do like what I see. I think it's an offshore book, but then it's a .com website. So it gives me the vibes of a sweepstakes sports book, right? But then you have to deposit with crypto, but then it acts like a sweepstakes sports book. So it's tough to say. All right. Let's hop over. So this is arbitrage, guys. Again, make sure you find plays that have a 0.5 at the end of it. Day trade the books. Set this up so that you maybe only select a couple of books, right? Maybe it's FanDuel, maybe it's DraftKings, it's MGM. If you have Fanatics, maybe that's it. Maybe that's your 4 books, or maybe you go with Bet Rivers and you just pick your 4 books and you say, you know what, give me anything that's between 4 to 10%, because that's going to be worth your time, right? And give me main markets player props for today. There's only one showing that hits this. This is Jalen Tyson. You're making a 9% return off your investment. Even if you only wagered $50, right? Play around with this so you can get a nice even number. Here we go, 55 and 35. Don't bet 61 cents. No one bets loose change. But you can see when I bet 50 over here on DraftKings, I don't like this number on MGM. It's a weird number. Who bets $32? No one. So play around with this and either go 45 and round that 29 up to 30, or go to 55 and just leave off the 61 cents, right? These are nice numbers that end in zeros and in fives. So if you wager less than $100, just try to play around with this and say, all right, well, can I get this close? All right, 85 and 55, like that. Those are good numbers, right? And if you're betting over $100, don't bet $97.13. Either bet 100 or just play around with this until you get to a spot where you bet 100 on BetMGM and 155 on DraftKings. That looks a little bit more like a casual sports bettor, right? And if you're doing this, you're making $25 in profit, because this is an insane return on your investment. It's 9%. So, do that. Click Save Filter. Now you're going to receive notifications for whatever you call this. This is going to be actually worth your time, right? You're going to receive notifications now between 4 to 10% pre-match ARBs. That's going to be ARBs you're going to want to attack, right? But only you can answer what is worth your time when it comes to this ROI percentage. For some people, maybe it's 2%, maybe it's 1%, maybe it's 5%. That's something that you'll just have to kind of play around with and figure out on your own. Positive EV tool. NHL anytime goal scorers. Only 4 games tonight. These are too low for me to bet, to be very honest. Kempe over on goals. Bruins, Kings. It's not even 1%, so I really wouldn't bet this. And same with Kaprizov. While Kaprizov is one of the best goal scorers in the league, still just not enough over on Fanatics. So at the moment, and this happens a lot, guys, when there's only 3, 4, 5 NHL games. Sometimes there just isn't much to go after. So appreciate you sharing that, Kerr. Stretches happen, man. Positive, negative variance, that's all part of it. If you can mix in, I understand everyone's got different limits and different books available to them. If you can mix in a couple arbitrage plays, that can definitely help, take the sting out of the losing days. And then on those winning days, it can only boost it. I understand, though, some of you guys are limited to like $4 on a Bet Rivers or an MGM. It's going to be tough to do. But if you can mix in some arbs or some middle bets, right? Come over here to the middles page. Hit some middle bets up if you can. Those can always be an opportunity. Again, on this play with Tyson, Bovada offers Props Builder on their website. Do not go and bet the under on Bovada. And then as soon as you bet the under, go over to the Props Builder page on Bovada and bet the over. Go to another Props Builder. There's like 12 other sports books that have it. And bet the over there. And then just bet the under on Bovada. Don't show Bovada that you're betting an over and an under on your betting history. That's just like, you're just asking for trouble. So bet the under on Bovada, go to another Props Builder and bet the over. But if Tyson hits exactly 13 points, rebounds, and assists, you cash the over and the under. This is almost a 2% ARB, which is incredible. And then you cash the over and the under. Same here with FanDuel and Bovada. If Dylan Brooks hits 23 PRA, which is very likely, guys, like we're talking minus 105, plus 108, this is right in that range. That's perfect. Both of these plays are perfect within that range. You'll be able to hit it up. So there you go. Ken, what's going on, man? Marvin, we shared Underdog at the very beginning of the stream, my friend. Shared a 3-pick slip. It's in the chat. So we already spent roughly 20 minutes or so on DFS. So 15 to 20 minutes, I would say. So we might try to circle back at the end. But I'm on a tight deadline here, guys, as I'm headed to my first Suns game. As soon as this stream ends, I'm racing over to downtown Phoenix to grab a cold beer and get ready to go to my first NBA game. It's going to be very exciting. Tomorrow we will have a stream at 11 a.m. Eastern. No stream Sunday as I will be in Flagstaff, and then we're back to streaming on Monday. All right, let's take a look at let's look at mainline markets for college hoops really quick because we got a decent amount of college basketball games today. Using Bookmaker as the sharp. Worst case scenario, college hoops, date ranges for today, minimum maximum odds, minus 150. Let's go. Let's keep it tight. Minus 150 plus 130. Let's select all the books and let's find anything that's like 3% or higher. Let's see what we have. All right, no surprise. There's going to be a lot of Hard Rock. A lot of Hard Rock. Anyone else is offering this anywhere close? Canby. You can get this at Canby, guys, at minus 105 or minus 106 on Bet Rivers. The over on Purdue, Texas Tech at 153.5, which is interesting. We got here. Trying to remember. 153.5. It's okay. Minus 132, even money. So you can grab this at a couple different books, guys. Couple different books. Purdue, Fort Wayne. Let's look at this minus 20.5. This is incredible on Bookmaker. Anybody else other than Hard Rock offering this? Not really. It's a Hard Rock only kind of play. Again, if you guys live in a state that you have access to No Vig and Profit X, and you see that this is very EV over here on Hard Rock, and you're like, hey, Billy, I don't have Hard Rock. Well, then I would tell you, hey, why don't you try to create a market on No Vig or Profit X and see if you can set this market for minus 112 odds, right? Because if you can get this at minus 112, it's still over a 4.5% EV edge play. You're then offering the under at plus 112. You might get your order filled. Why not try, right? If your order doesn't get filled, then you just get your money refunded to you. No harm, no foul. So if you see plays like this, guys, and a lot of people might tune me out because they're like, dude, I don't have this book. Who cares? Well, I would say, well, why wouldn't you just go over to the exchange and try to create pricing that's similar to this, that's very plus EV? And if you do get your order filled, you're going to be very happy with the price that you're getting it filled at, right? This is what you see all the time on Kalshi, guys. So many people on Kalshi and Polymarket are setting really crazy prices, and they might not get their order filled, but if they do, it's extremely positive EV. I would implore everyone that has access to the exchanges to do this. If you can create markets on NoVig and ProfitX, I would go through all of these plays and create very similar markets, very similar pricing. So check that out. And let me know how it works for you, because I think you'll be pretty happy. Let's look at the Sienna play. This is a FanDuel play. What do we got? Sienna minus 10.5. Bookmaker and Pinnacle have similar odds. Who's moving on this play? I need Bookmaker. Where the hell's Bookmaker at? You can see Pinnacle was at minus 110, went to minus 148. It's came back to minus 122. Came back. Don't like the fact that I can't see Bookmaker's movement. Like, I don't want Circa, and I don't want Bet Online, unless Bookmaker just pulled their odds. Hard to say. Let me refresh this. Yeah, Dr. Slips, what's your question? Mate, I would say when it comes to your question with flat betting in terms of using this positive EV method, you are not taking full advantage of the edge. So, Dr. Slips, I'll answer your question here in just a second. So, the best analogy that I can give you is you go and buy a brand new iPhone, right? You're like, hey, I go to the Apple store, I buy this iPhone. And the Apple store is like, yo, right now, this iPhone is 40% off. And when you go to check out, you're like, you know what? I don't want to take the full 40% discount. I'll just take a 20% discount. So when you're flat betting everything for pregame, a little different when it comes to live, because live things move really quickly. But when you're flat betting everything, instead of betting this amount, you're essentially not taking full advantage of the edge. You're saying, you know what, I'm only going to take a little bit of the edge. So you're leaving profits out on the table. And if you're someone that sees recommended bet sizes like this on your odds jam tool and you're not comfortable betting that size, then you should just lower your bankroll size so that you can fully take advantage of the edges, right? This is something that I have a problem with sometimes. Now, when your bankroll gets to a certain size, on like player props, you're not going to be able to bet that, just period. That's the problem with the Kelly criterion method. But you should be taking full advantage of the recommended bet size. If you're not comfortable betting that, then just lower your bankroll size. That would be my recommendation. K-State 49ers, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that K-State game. Let's pull that up here. K-State, Nebraska. Dr. Slips, you asked, I feel like with a lot of these lines that move a lot, especially with how sharp a lot of these exchanges are, these types of orders only get filled when there is a major shift in odds. Yeah, so the idea here, Dr. Slips, is that when, and we'll take a look at this over under from 49ers Faithful, and then we'll kind of jump, I'll kind of go back and I'll give you a breakdown of how I would set it up. Yeah, it's a really good recommendation here, man. This is minus 133 on Pinnacle. Bookmaker has this at 169. Now, Circa's at 168, but I'm okay with this on FanDuel. No doubt. Yeah, this is a great shout out, man. This is definitely one that I would go after. We can take a look at the line movement just to see. But I'm totally fine. Yeah, Pinnacle moved. Minus 133. I mean, this was a while ago, 3 hours ago, but I still like that. Kansas State and Nebraska. College hoops, guys. We're looking at the main line over 167.5. Tough to say what you would put on this, right? But I'm going to go for a larger bet size here, 250. I like that. There we go. All right, I like that. Good call out, man. So, Dr. Slips, back to your question. The idea when you're putting these bets out there or you're creating these bets is that if you see this play on Purdue, Texas Tech, okay, you can see that now if we're looking to bet the over, right? What I would say is, what is a price that I can set up the under so that the price flashes as bright green on OddsJam? Okay, so here's what I mean by that. I would try to set this price up at minus 105. I would take this play at minus 105. Let's say you're limited on Bally Bet. You can't get that down. So the reason that I would set this up at minus 105, it's still almost a 5% EV edge play. But now on the under, you are going to flash on No Vigor Profit X as the brightest color. You're going to show at plus 105, right? If you're getting this at minus 105, you're offering plus 105 on the under. Now you're going to have the best price flash here. So you're not exactly taking this and offering plus 100, but you're going to offer plus 105. So the idea here is that whatever price that you're offering on the exchange, you want your price to be the best price that flashes on OddsJam so that someone grabs that under, right? So that's kind of how I would go after it when it comes to setting up these types of plays. So if you're looking at Purdue Fort Wayne, it might not be viable every single play, but if you can offer this, if you can offer plus 117, that's the best price. So that means you need to take this at minus 117. It's about a 2.5% edge. It's maybe not that great, right? Maybe we don't want to do that. But these various other plays, this is where you can go after. And I wouldn't go after the plays on ProfitX. But if you see a SportsZeno, you see a BetMGM, you see a Fanatics, these are books that are incredibly easy to beat, right? Like the way that my strategy, if I was doing this, if I had access to No Vig or ProfitX, I would pick this book. I would pick, and again, if you guys are finding any of this information helpful, please help me out and subscribe to the channel. You have no idea how much that helps me. I would go over here to MGM. I come over here to Hard Rock. I definitely choose SportsZeno. Where the hell's SportsZeno at? These are some of the softest books to make money on, right? The easiest ones. And I'd say, what's flashing over here on college hoops? Or if we go beyond college hoops, pick some other sports and see, is there anything else on SportsZeno? Okay, I can see this unders at minus 105. Can I maybe get this at, I want maybe plus 103. I can offer the under at minus 103, right? I can still get a fairly EV edge player. Take this at plus 104, offer minus 104. Now you're offering the best under price that you're going to get your order filled. So I think when it comes to this strategy, it's really, you don't have much to lose here. Again, if your orders doesn't, you obviously could lose the bet, but if your order doesn't get filled, you get the money back. And if it does get filled, then you're very happy with what it gets filled at the price. This is something, guys, that I share in my coaching calls. And I can definitely tell you that from one of my most recent clients, it worked out very well for him. He gets more of his orders filled. This is something that works very well for him. So I would definitely try this out. I think that the downside is low and the upside is high. And it gives you an opportunity now to get a piece of the action that's similarly priced to the soft books. That's kind of the whole idea behind it, right? Don't look at maybe the sharp books and try to price close to them. Look at the soft books and try to get a price very similar to the soft books. Set this at 5% edge or higher and go after plays like that. So really hope that helps you guys moving forward. Hopefully that's something that you can just think about, a different strategy, if you will. Let's look at some NBA props. I will say, guys, in the past couple of days, I've been going after FanDuel a little bit more for props from time to time using Pinnacle. I do like FanDuel for betting NBA props, but all these books can catch some action from me. I bet into Pinnacle via Bet 105. I'll bet into Bookmaker. There's not one book that I'm scared of that I won't touch. Doesn't really exist for me. I'm happy to bet any and all. So again, we'll keep this as a pretty tight odds range. And let's put this at like a 5% EV edge. And again, we're going to see a lot of Hard Rock, SportsZeno, and Bovada. Here we go. Jabari Smith under on rebounds. This is insane. Plus 140 ESPN bet. Go bet this right now. You can bet it on Hard Rock. It's still a really good play. Really good play. Yes, Laser. Rebet is a soft book. Quite soft. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's as soft as like Fanatics or MGM, but it's probably just a tier below, I would say. Yeah, sure. Appreciate you mentioning that to me, man, because it is happy hour. And I definitely want to hit up some happy hour plays. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so let's go over to the promotions. I do have this teed up. So I'm going to focus on the happy hour here, guys. You got to claim this now. We have about 50 minutes to use these. How I like to use my happy hour boosts on FanDuel is I love to go after first basket plays. All of these plays that I'm giving out right now are positive EV. So I'll share the links with you guys in the chat. I'm just going to rifle off a couple of these. And if you guys don't know where this is, I'll share the links. Just go into FanDuel, go to Quick Bets. So when you come over here, guys, make sure you go to Quick Bets. The one thing with FanDuel is we always want to go after this market right here because it does include free throws. So the first play I'll definitely touch is... Actually, he's not there anymore. I thought I was going to see him. That's kind of unfortunate. Let's hit up Giddy. I think it's what, $10 max? Yeah. So the idea behind this, guys, is I'm going to basically spend, what, $50? And if I hit on one of these dudes, I'm like really happy. So we're just going to rifle through some of these. And again, guys, when the max bet's $10, I'm not looking to put this on a minus 250. I'm not even looking to put this on a plus 105 odds play. So I'm looking to go after some guys that are long shots. Long shot plays, for sure. All right, next up, we're going after Andrew Nembhard of the Pacers. All right, there we go. Let's go with back over to this Bulls Heat game. I definitely want to touch Simone, however you say this dude's name. We want to put something on him. So again, kind of similar to the Ray Davis play yesterday. I want to take my $5 and turn it into like $100. This is the way that I can take my $10 and possibly, if we hit on one of these guys, we're going to make some good money. If we hit on more than one, we're having a really good time. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to use our last two boosts on Koulibaly of the Wizards. This is going to pay us out, what, $130 in profit? Cool. And then we're going to use the last one on the Nets. We're going to go with Clowney. Bingo. Great boosts over here on Happy Hour. And there we go. All first baskets on FanDuel. So if they hit free throws, we get paid. Literally, I just spent $50. And if one of those dudes hits, we're making, I think the lowest one that pays out is $101. So we're going to make, what, like $60 in profit if that's the lowest payout, which is the dude from the Heat. So, yeah, we're looking pretty good there. Okay. Appreciate you shouting that one out for me because I totally forgot about it. Let's refresh this. This looks good. Ayo on his threes. I know he took his under on his points, but he could hit 2 3-pointers and still hit the under. This looks incredible. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. We talk about crossed markets, guys, all the time. The over on MGM, the plus 140, is higher than the under, which is minus 133. This is always an excellent strategy, especially when FanDuel dropped off a cliff and Bookmaker dropped off a cliff and Pinnacle dropped. So 3 books in a row all have the same type of line movement, right? They all went from here to here. That is 3 different confirmations from these books that we want to smash this play. This would be a 2 to 3 unit play for me. This would be the upper end of my, we talk about 3% being the max that you would put on a play, 3% of your sports betting bankroll. That would be the case here because I just got confirmation from 3 different books that this should be roughly between probably like average odds plus like 117, 116. Lonzo on his points. Yeah, this got a little bit better. So we'll have to refresh this because I don't know if maybe Pinnacle updated their odds as well. Yeah, we're just going to not mess around with the Lonzo play. Lonzo on his threes on no vig. This is only $43. Again, I don't think this is a professional sports bettor on no vig that's trying to dangle a lot of money out there for you. I just don't believe that. So don't be afraid to hit those up. I want to make sure I take some screenshots here of these first baskets because I don't want to forget about these guys because I'll definitely forget about it. Yeah, Kerr, I mean, anything that's over 10% EV edge, I can understand why you would be hesitant. And normally I would say yes. But, this is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Some of these games are starting in 15 minutes. Some are an hour and 15 minutes. I think these are totally fine to bet. I would rather you bet this play on BetMGM now compared to 8:30 in the morning, right? So, you are going to get limited in one way or another on these sports books. So I would prefer you do it now because this is a better time to place those bets than maybe early in the morning. If we're looking at Siakam on his points, this is almost a low hold to Pinnacle. Let's see who moved, though. That's what I'm interested in. So in this case, it's not much of a movement. It's just really a difference of an opinion. Now, FanDuel moved from 138 down to 134. It looks decent. So I would still go after the Siakam play to score 25 points. I'm still interested in this play. FanDuel is just really out there. So this is under player points, guys. A player to score 25 plus. That's the Siakam play. How much can I wager? I can wager a little bit more now that we're closer to game. I don't know if I'm going to wager. I can't wager the full 320. But we'll come over here. We'll grab this. There we go. We're going for a 150 spot. Let's refresh the page. Dean Wade over on rebounds. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. This is an even better play. Looks pretty good. Same game. This game starts in like 30 minutes. Dean Wade to grab 5 rebounds. You got to go to his player rebounds probably. Show more. Yes. Okay. I can only bet 130 as my max. All right, we're in for 130 on my max over here on Dean Wade. This looks very good on FanDuel. It's an ARB to Pinnacle. I love that. Trey Murphy's popping up. These plays are popping up left and right. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. So a bunch of ARBs to Pinnacle, guys. Pinnacle dropped off a cliff here. Let's go, go, go. Trey Murphy on his rebounds in this Pelicans game. For him to get 6 rebounds. 102. Love that. $180 was the max I could put over there. I'm going to just rifle through my FanDuel account money right now, basically. But these are just ARBs to penny. So these are decisions that you always want to make, guys. These are kind of no-brainers when you see an ARB to a sports book. Somebody messed up. We talked about crossed markets. This is kind of what we're hitting up the entire time. Zion on his rebounds. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. It looks very good on Profit X, excuse me. $300. If I had a Profit X account, I would bet this on Zion. Dude, we're just rifling through some bets. We have about 12 minutes, so I want to make sure I give the last 5 to 7 minutes for some DFS for the underdog and PrizePicks people. Because I got to skedaddle here exactly on that hour. Derek Queen on his points. Yeah, not yet. Okay, Lonzo on 3s, props builder. That just moved a ton. That stinks. Now here's where Pinnacle's moving in the wrong direction. They're going from -167 to -145. So maybe I would chill on that Lonzo play. The other reason, guys, too, when you're betting player props, one thing that I will mention when you're betting a Siakam play like this, I'm always fine if you want to bet a little bit under the recommendation, just in case that the odds move against you. Maybe Pinnacle adjusts their odds a little bit. Instead of it being a 9% EV edge play, it's a 6% EV edge play. I'm always going to be okay with you guys taking a little bit less on player props. Mainline markets where there's more liquidity, more popularity, I'm definitely all in on betting more. But I would say when it comes to player props, I'm fine with maybe not betting the recommended size, going a little bit below that if you want to, take that as 10, 15, 20% less than the recommended bet size, just in case the line moves against you, then you're not overexposed. You're in the right spot, right? I'm always thinking of a conservative bet size when I'm looking at these, right? It's all about getting your volume down. Giddy on rebounds. DraftKings just moved their odds, which means Onyx is going to move their odds as well. Steph Curry under on assists. Not quite an ARB. Not very good to bookmaker or circa. So what happened? Yeah, here I'm probably not going to touch this Curry play. We just have 3 sharp books that all have 3 different opinions. If I wanted to throw circa in the mix, looks like I can't pull up circa's line here at the moment, but I would probably just chill on that Curry play. Giddy over on his threes. FanDuel agrees with Pinnacle. Bookmakers not quite there, but they're not far off. Again, bookmaker moved, Pinnacle moved, FanDuel moved. This is, again, like the AO play, Dosumu. I know we're looking for both guys to hit threes. It can happen. When you have confirmation from 3 sports books that are all moving in the same direction, this is I have a high confidence, a high level of confidence in plays like this. BetMGM just sleeping, taking a snooze all day long. No, Chris, can't do that. Appreciate you sharing, man. And nice to know we got some people in from Vermont. But no, can't bet money lines over here in Arizona. It's just daily fantasy. Definitely something you want to just take a look at, right? I would definitely look at like late in the evenings for tomorrow's slate of NBA games or college basketball games. What is the money line price that you're getting on underdog compared to the rest of the books? Then last but not least, Jabari Smith. Yeah, okay. This is okay. It's just, again, it's 2 different opinions. See, this is a completely different picture than the Giddy play. So I'm not saying it's a bad play. It's just I don't have as much confidence, where on the Giddy play, it's really crystal clear. Really clear that, like, yeah, there's confirmation here. So that's kind of the difference, guys, when you're looking through these plays. Again, we don't want the good plays. We want the elite plays. I want the best of the best. And so that's how I kind of break down what I'm going after. Let's take a look. Let's come back over to the Sharp Money tool, and let's fire open. Let's grab the rest of the PrizePicks underdog slips just to finish up with some DFS. Tomorrow, back on at 11 a.m. Eastern. Hanging out. What do we got? Talked about this Tedero McMillan play. I still really like it. It was good at 60.5. At the beginning of the stream, guys, we could bet is over 60.5. Now it's 61.5. Hopefully you got, for my Dabble users, hopefully you got that play in a little bit earlier. We talked about this Kyron play. Now we're getting a little bit lower in liquidity, and this is a bunch of just liquidity in general, so I don't feel great about this play. No sharp books that really have a price here, so I don't know how I feel about that play. Draymond, very good at FanDuel, over on his points and rebounds. For PrizePicks, I don't mind that at all. Jaden McDaniels, again, it's okay. It's not bad to FanDuel. It's not great, but it's just fine. Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. Yeah, I've heard that some can, but I haven't been able to access it myself. So, all right. So not seeing a ton. We'll go over to the optimizer and just kind of knock it out one by one. PrizePicks, 3-pick, 3-man data points. Marshall, I'm cool with that. George over on his points. Kaishan, first quarter points. I'm fine with that. Not really much else. George, yes. Marshall, yes. It's hard out here right now, man. Dang. Norman Powell, kind of. Zion, kind of. This is points and rebounds for Powell and Zion. Pinnacle doesn't offer odds for this market. I'd be okay with that. Or not, I prefer Siakam. Siakam over on his PRA. It's 34.5 at Pinnacle. Never mind. I missed the FanDuel line. Never mind. Yeah, I go Zion or Norman Powell. Not the best. Not really the best. Underdog 3-man picks. If liquidity is decreasing on a play, no, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Good question to ask, but no, I don't particularly see it that way. You're going to have a lot of people out there that, that don't access the sharp money tool and it's EV, right? Because not every play on the sharp money tool is a plus EV play. And so that could be one of the reasons why maybe it flashes plus EV on the OddsJam EV tool, but the sharp money tool, it's you're betting into a sharp bettor's hands. Yeah, I could kind of see it. I could definitely see it being added more and more because it's just, everybody wants to gamble. Gambling is ingrained in the fabric of America. Everybody wants to bet. Randall under points and rebounds, like that. Matherin, the over PRA is fine. It's okay. Garland, Giddy under on his assist. It looks good to FanDuel and Pinnacle. This is, though, a very high variance play, but I'd rather take the Giddy under, Randall's under, and then I would take either Garland or Matherin's over for PRA, one of the two. That's what I would do. On better, take Vooch's under points and rebounds. The Siakam under points and assists. Booker. I'd rather take the dude from the Sabres. It's really off to Pinnacle. Take the over on the saves for the goalie from the Sabres. And then go Siakam under, Vooch under. That's what I would do. For Fliff, not 43 data points. Hell no. 3 data points. This looks incredible on Detroit Mercy, Michigan State. This is live. Holy shit. This is way off the... Yeah, I don't... BetMGM's not a sharp book when it comes to live. To be fair, FanDuel's not the sharpest book when it comes to live, but I would trust FanDuel the most out of all those books. That's pretty insane. Not much else really there. Dabble. I have no issue with any of these plays on the screen. Stafford, Mobley, Williams, Mitchell, Jabari, Mark Williams. These are all fine. You can take all these. It's normally the case with Dabble. Dabble's just a little further off from everybody else. They are clearly the dumbest kid in the classroom. And there's some other dumb kids in the classroom, but this one is just a little bit dumber. So they're just offering a little bit more, That's what I would say. DraftKings pick 6 finally to kind of wrap things up. Gafford, fine with that. The over 19.5 PRA. Marshall's under on his PRA. It's fine. Don't really like the fears play. I really don't like betting unders on Donovan Mitchell. They'll hit. It's just that Donovan Mitchell has the ability to just go nuclear. Clay on his points and rebounds. It's all the same in terms of pricing, but obviously the player's a little different. Maybe I would rather take Clay's over on points and rebounds. Grab Marshall. You can't grab. These are all Mavericks. Never mind. You can only do Gafford. Yeah, it's tough out here. Hartenstein under points and rebounds. I can get down with Hartenstein's under. I take McCollum's under points and rebounds, and then grab Gafford. If you want to mess around with Spider, you could do that. You just play at your own risk. All right, guys. That is the stream. I'm going to be at the game. Exciting to go. The court's going to be insane because it's the Cup game. It's a Cup group game play. So if nothing else, guys, I will check you guys out tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, doing this whole thing again. Hopefully you guys have an awesome night betting, a great Friday, and take it easy. Talk to you guys mañana. Adios.